a sub for PSG, we don't like Uruguayans. Him being a sub for PSG is part of the problem. And I guess that links us on rather nicely to speak about Manuel Ugarte. But don't tell our friend, because he plays for PSG. Your man will be having a meltdown here somewhere. Your man that was in earlier on, he'll be in the bathroom in the fetal position crying or something, because we're about to speak about PSG again. From L'Equipe in France, it said PSG coach Luis Enrique is expecting a number of players to leave this summer. Chief amongst them, Manuel Ugarte. And then LFC Transfer Room were posting, and they said a lot of opinions thought we missed a trick not signing him last summer. Should Liverpool be interested again in this summer transfer window? For me, yes. I definitely feel like we should have signed Ugarte last summer. And just because he hasn't worked out at PSG doesn't mean he's become a bad player overnight, in my humble opinion. Lots of players weren't given much of a look in at PSG, and coaches don't like different players for different reasons. Understandable. Not everybody hits it off. Not everybody fits to a style of play. But you also have to look at the fact that George Mendes, I think, has 6 or 7 players there in PSG, and he loves a pound note. So I would imagine another move for one of his players away would excite him quite a bit. So no fee is mentioned in this piece, and I guess I wanted to just see how you guys feel. Would you like Liverpool to revisit Manuel Ugarte if he was available? Because remember, whoever said no last summer, we've a different team this summer. So I don't know how Richard Hughes, how Michael Edwards would look at this situation now, because last summer, as we know, it was somewhat of the same people, but there was a different vibe to the way we went about transfers. So for me, I would say yes. I would take Manuel Ugarte. I would, I have somewhat of a limited knowledge, though, of who the best defensive midfielders around Europe are, but I certainly know from the times I've watched Ugarte, I've been very impressed with him. Which midfield three would you like to see under slot, including players we were linked with? Trent, McAllister. If we're playing in a 3 now, you said midfield 3. So Trent, McAllister, Elliott, maybe. But nobody there is a natural defensive midfielder. So that would worry me. Which is why I think the likes of Ugarte would make sense. Because we've got loads of options in what I would class as number 8s or 8.5s. We don't have too many number 6s. By Cečić, yes, he could come in and do it. Endo, of course. But I don't like McAllister being back there. So it depends on the system. Is it a 4-2-3-1 or is it a 4-3-3? So either way, I still think we need a defensive midfielder. A defensive midfielder, a centre-back and a winger. They're my priorities. Ugarte would feel very similar to when Gravenberch signed. He didn't succeed at Bayern but has shown himself again at Liverpool, said Harry. And also remember, we were linked with Inacio last summer. Didn't happen, and now we're linked with him again. So, yeah, I wouldn't say no to Ugarte just because of the PSG stuff. If you've got other concerns, absolutely. But I wouldn't say just because he hasn't worked at PSG, he's crap.